起来。非常感恩，无论您在哪里，我们都往这个方向来努力，相互激励，说慈济，相约文法，心笃定，相信自己有潜力，永葆初心，正境界。刚才那个影片的制作呢，是我们的雅琪师姐，响起热烈掌声，给感恩雅琪，谢谢。好的，那么一样，一开始我们要看看5月，哇，5月是一个好月哈，所以世上的母亲白白款，我们来看一下哦。
感恩的心，最美的约定，生日卡片，
还真帅，
幸福糖果，
哎，
有你真好。慢慢回家路，每个星期天大爱影展，与您一起发现幸福与感动。
好，大家演讲这件事应该是越来越多人熟悉了哈。那5月份推出了这几部，不晓得你看过了几部哈？那
Okay, good morning, good day, everyone. So we encourage each one to speak about the Tzu Chi, and we read the Dharma teaching mindfully. We believe we all have a potential, and we uphold our initial aspiration. So this is our team member who make the recap for everyone. Okay, as usual, in the beginning, this month, in the month of May, to show our gratitude to Mother's love, so we have a very good movies coming on Da'ai TV station. So it's a very good movie. Like this is a movie was called The Most Beautiful Commitment. It's showing a good relationship with a child who might be a retardant bound to his mother. And then in the past, we usually have the Japanese movie, but last week we have a movie from Korea. And then this is another TV trailer. It's talking about the importance of being a vegetarian, to be a better self. So global warming issue has become very popular and become more seriously. And so they was telling us that it's better not to eat meat, but be a better self. We appreciate the Da'ai TV's new program. And this is another TV trailer. So we should treat the animal equally and treat everyone equal. So you can see it right now, over the world, the climate disaster, climate crisis is everywhere. So it's a sad story about the earth. So we all live on the same island, on the same planet. So the dedication of our lifetime, energies, as well as wisdom, are all part of charitable giving. So thank you for your participation, no matter where you are. Every time we remind ourselves that Master Zheng Yan's ideal talent are those that who is humble but not arrogant, self-esteem and cultivated with virtue, and unselfishly love each people, and be open-minded and can control over the temper. We focus, we work hard, and harmonious with people, and with these characters, we can be Master Zheng Yan's ideal talents. So we wish everyone can be Master Zheng Yan's ideal talents. So put your hands in front of your chest and say, Master Zheng Yan, please be relieved. We are your ideal disciples. And then you can see Master Zheng Yan give her feedback, give her thumbs up, and say that you are great. So if you are by yourself, you can give the thumbs up to yourself. But if there's someone around you, you can show the same gesture to one sitting next to you. Master Zeng Yan said you are Dharma messengers. So you need to spread the Dharma teaching mindfully. On April 25th, Master Zeng Yan gave us encouragement, said that through the interpretation and through the written translation, everyone can be more familiar with those language that you might not be familiar with in the first place. So right now we have over 10 language interpretation and about 19 different language for the written translation. So this is the first week of the month. So we have 5 different language interpretation. And today is the first week that we have the Taiwanese. So this is the team member for the interpretation team. They are not only doing the Malay, doing the English, and this is Indonesia. So today is the first week of the month. We thank you that the Kaohsiung interpretation team to provide the translation. And this is a Cantonese. And this is the volunteer from Australia, Hou Yu. And she said that even she is ready to go to South Africa, but she is still seeks every moment to provide the service. And this is a team member from Cambodia. Thank you very much for their dedication. And when she gave us the feedback, I was really touched. She wrote in English and gave us her voicemail, and then we have someone to translate into Chinese. But I told her that it's okay for her to write English because it's a good chance for me to practice my English. In the past, she always only write in English. And in 9 years anniversary, she gave us her best blessing. Okay, now in the beginning, I would like to give us feedback about our team member, and it's from Tzu Chi. He said that when he has this work, he always find out all the vocabularies for the team members. But after he finished the work, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I really appreciate Jiao's hard work. And on April 6th, he was supposed to do the interpretation for Dr. Wu from Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital because there are so many medical terms that he never heard before, let alone to translate into English. But he told himself that just do it, and as long as you start to do it, it will be okay. And he thought that Dr. Wu is a good example and a good disciple for Master Zhen Yan. So he is not only the big brother to the child patient, but also because he is so polite and so friendly, so nice, and he admire Dr. Wu's. And then we had a feedback from Yu Mei. Every time she gave us the English feedback, but it is a way for me to practice my English. And she gave us her best blessing for the 9 years anniversary. And she said that she gained so much positive energies from the online study group. Although she has a lack of confidence to do the interpretation in English in the first place, but now she was encouraged and inspired by the group. And like a teacher may say that you don't need to wait to be great to start, but you have to start and then be great. And he realized there's over hundreds volunteers doing the interpretation and the translation. This is inspiring. So everyone can be talented. We are welcome to come here. So today we're going to introduce the team member that they always respond to your feedback right away. Like if you leave the message on the Facebook or YouTube, those team members, they will give you a response. So thank you, everyone's dedication. We really need more volunteers to join us. So like let's say that people with enthusiasm can be very happy because they always enjoy doing things. Even they have difficulties, they can find a way to resolve the problem and overcome the problem. So now let's go to the next section, and there are feedbacks from last week. We received a totally 176 messages, and then passport resharing over 104 times. So we really appreciate the volunteers. They give us their feedback. It's always encouraging and inspiring. I appreciate Shi Jing and Wen Qing. They do very hard. They coordinate with the participants from mainland China. So let's see the feedback on the general teamwork. And some say that the online study group finally has their own songs. That's great. And some volunteers said that we're always looking forward to join the online study group every Wednesday. And like Hui Fen from Jiao, she said that she always expect and looking forward to get an online study group every week. And it's a very good platform to learn the Dharma teaching as well as Master Zhen Yan's teaching. And then we can see the feedback on the guiding reading. And the volunteer in China, she said that this COVID-19 pandemic has been 3 years, but it's a great lesson for us to learn. And in the feedback on the Yaqi, the volunteer from South Africa, like Wen Qing said, that in our life we may face some difficulties, but it's our challenge, and we can experience as long as you have Dharma teaching in your mind, then you can practice. And we still have lots of work to do. And Yang Mei now from Canada. Although it's difficult to promote a vegetarian diet, but it's more important. And she gave her best wishes to the first Jingsi Hall in South Africa. So any feedback from you is actually a best encouragement and inspiring to our speakers. And the feedback on the Dao TV anchor, Li Meiyun. There, his sharing always brought us positive energies. And his sharing about the jealousy. Jealousy is always more horrible than anger, hatred, not only hurt ourselves, but also hurt people. So we needed to be more open-minded and have pure heart. And like someone says that where there is love, there is hope. The dedication and the love to the inmates in jail is very inspiring. So let's give her a big hand to the Yu. She organized and gave us all the summary of the feedbacks. So we can see there are so many countries and cities all over the world. Then you are welcome to give us feedback. And then we have the feedback in the YouTube. She said that brother Lin Meiyun is kind of a role model to everyone. And Li Meiyun is knowledgeable and he is very nice. And he's very talented. And because he traveled over the world, so he is very sophisticated and experienced. So he has a very good story to share with us. And then we have the YouTube. So you are welcome to give us any feedback. Like Zhang Lingqing from Ximen, she said that she feels very blessed today because she can get online study group, and there are so many touching stories that she can learn from the speakers. So she is looking forward to get online study group every week. And she admires Lin Jing, so young. And as usual, you can see there are some very good pictures drawing from the volunteer in Malaysia. And today, where are we going? So we're going to go out.
And she just applied the Tzu Chi spirit into her life. And you will know like everything that doing the recycling, and you will know that what is needed and what is not. Right? And she is really kind of helpful, okay, in the family. And her boss treated him not just like a man, but also part of the family members, right? And when she does the charity jobs, and she knows that there are more people poorer than her, and they know that, okay, a lot of people, okay, who are living a tough life, right? Okay, and she finally realized that, okay, what is poor? Poor comes from a poor mind. And she's not like lonely anymore, right? Okay, and she treats me just like a part of her family members, and I'm very thankful to this. And because she is also part of my family members, and I'm so honored that I can have her, okay, working with us, right? And she takes care of the entire family, right? So you feel very touched, right? Because she is really blessed there, okay? And she not a matter, sits together, eating together. This is wonderful. And this is the footprint in 2021. And this is not long ago. And, we know that the COVID-19 in Malaysia is really, a big problem there. And so many people got infected there. And at that time, okay, this is really critical. And Tzu Chi really helped a lot, right? Okay. And let's take a look at the news clips, right? And they are urgent. This is very urgent for them because it is difficult for them to buy the medical supplies, right? So I think they need Tzu Chi's help, and we just purchase what they need for them. Exactly. Okay. Of all the entrepreneurs, right? He really showed us a great responsibility, and this is Chen Shunfu. And at the same time, then we can also take a look at what he usually does as well in Malaysia. And you take a look at this is the image in a school. And Chen Shunfu just promotes recycling there in a school, right? And facing different climate conditions, and I hope students can really carefully consider how to protect our earth because it has been damaged badly. That's right. We are living on earth, and so we are, responsible for all the actions we take in order to protect our earth. And take a look at one more clip, right? This is the news in 2018, which is 4 years ago. And this is Chen Shunfu's entire family celebrating his mom's birthday. And I guess that his mom this year is 84 years old, right? Okay. And during his, celebration to his mother's a birthday party, he just wants to give the best regards to all the mothers on earth in the world, right? And let's take a look at what they have sent to his mom. Well, my mom enjoys doing recycling jobs, and he goes to the recycling station really frequently. She goes there every 2 weeks, right? And she promotes really hard on vegetarianism. And today, her birthday party, we are all in vegetarian. Okay, so she also hopes that the people can reduce using more plastic. And this is wonderful, right? And Shunfu is not only a good boss, but also a good son. And he promotes really hard the recycling, and he knows that we only have one earth, right? And he wants everybody to be safe, right? And today we are going to listen to his sharing. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, I like to be with you because you've got a positive energy. And now we are in Malaysia. Shunfu and Li Jian, how are you today? Venerable Master Zheng Yan and all the masters from Jing's abode. And I am Shunfu from Malaysia. And I've always thought that Malaysia is a blessed land because, we never had any disasters. And as a Tzu Chi volunteer, and I learned that Malaysia actually has a lot of disasters, right? For example, in 2014, we had a really good flood in Malaysia, and it happened in my hometown, Kuala Lumpur, and it was a major flood within 100 years, right? And the flood water just came over to my home, and I became the refugee after I just did a relief job. And you know that, okay, the water just came over to not only my home, but also my family, and all the furnitures and all the materials were just within the water. But I'm very grateful to my business partners, and they are also Tzu Chi volunteers. And they just say to me that, okay, we've been working hard these years, but we are still young and we can still work more for the money. And they are my business partners, and they are all Tzu Chi volunteers, right? And they say that, okay, I can just continue working on the relief jobs, and I don't have to worry about anything in that company. So at that period of time, I never stepped into my company, and I served as a full-time volunteer that time. I'm so grateful to everybody. And when the disaster areas needed me badly, and unfortunately I had my operation, okay, on my leg, so I say I'm so sorry. So what I could do that time was that I would just shout it there, and just like give some like oral help there. And but I just thought that I could do more, okay? And so I stepped myself into the water, and really I forgot that I just had an operation. So you see the picture there, because I also need, someone that help me, all right? So as Master Zheng Yan says that I have to just take care of my own health so I can help more people, right? Okay, so health is so important. And this is like what we do in Tzu Chi, Malaysia, all right? And in like a Tai Ziyuan, which was like a heavy destroyed area there. And what we did, okay, there are number one, okay, we get like a warm food, and number two, we had relief centers for people who are injured or who are like hurt there. And we also, give like a relief aid, okay, after the disaster that day, okay. And we just gave such like a warm-hearted help, okay, within our like a group, which was really tiny. But we didn't have, although we didn't have many people, we did our best, and we gave the necessary aids to everybody in there. And it really touched all the volunteers in Malaysia, and everybody just came over and offered their help and did whatever they could to, all the refugees, okay. And we don't even know them. And let me tell you what, okay, we also had our donating members who also came over and helped us. And Tzu Chi is always a, is always an organization, okay, 24 hours a day. And you see in this picture, we send out the food until 12 midnight. So Tzu Chi is a 7-11, beginning, okay, at the sunset, and ends when the sun goes down. And everybody just develop his function just like a firefly that leads the world, okay. And we hope that our lights can just shine everyone's hearts, right? And Tzu Chi volunteers in Malaysia, had a very, very special Christmas, okay, that year. And we had over 3,000 volunteers gathering there, doing the cleaning job for the disastrous areas. And we collected everybody's love all over Malaysia. And we also had so many volunteers, okay, 3,000 on the 25th, and the 26th, we had another 3,000 gathering, and we did the cleaning job, and we did our best. And we just do our best, and everybody was so important, and we did those, okay, and we asked nothing in return, because we felt very, very happy doing such things for people, and we were really joyous here, okay. And also in the disastrous areas, we also had a lot of heroes that came out to help, and we don't know their name, we don't even know their name, and they just did what they could. For example, they offered their own cars or trucks, right, and they helped a lot to us, right. So we are really, really thankful and grateful to those heroes we don't even know. And this is the disaster areas in this film. Then you will see, this is a very, very messy place, right? And this is a garbage mountain there. And in January 1st, 2022, which was a New Year's Day. And do you know how we celebrate New Year's Day? Okay, we gather together and we just greeted one another. Okay, and we greeted our country and we greeted every volunteers, and we had over 800 volunteers, and we gathered together and sent the subsidies to people who need our money, and we sent 3,000 households the money that they may need. All right, and in Malaysia, and we really have a big problem, and that is racial problems, and one is religion, a religious problem. Okay, and when we wanted to give out our love, and some people may doubt that why did we want to do that, and who we are and what we are doing there, and all the WH questions were something that they don't trust us. They are the factors they don't trust us, right? But Master Zheng Yan teaches us that we need to just balance everything with our love, right? And we can mitigate the hatred through also love, right? Okay, so on the first day, they didn't believe us. On the second day, they didn't believe us. But finally, they saw Tzu Chi volunteer gave their best love. Okay, therefore, they began trust us, right? And we also said, we also said to them that our purpose was not to want something. We just want to help them. And finally, they received it and they accepted our love. And this is what he shared after, they received our help. And one volunteer there, and he sat, in his car, and he said thank you to us, right? And I also saw his mom cried because he was so touched, and so did his mother. And they thought that they came over to us and they can really get something. But finally, they came over to exactly Tzu Chi volunteers, right? And finally they were relieved and they were so touched, right? And therefore, in their eyes, they saw us in blue and white uniform, and this is the mark, which really touched them, and they just wanted us, to always remember this. And I say, no problem. And the mother and the son felt so touched, and finally they even knelt down, and I was shocked, and so I also knelt down because I never thought that I could just take such kind of major blessings from the mother and the son, and they say, you are such great volunteers, right? And today I am here not only to receive your aid, but I wanted to show how grateful we are to you, right? So you are in the blue and the white uniform, so this is really, really majestic. And at that time, I felt I was so honored, and I'm very proud now that I'm a Tzu Chi volunteer. This is what I feel, Master Zheng Yan. I'm so grateful to you, and I also want to say thank you to all the Tzu Chi volunteers in Taiwan, in Malaysia, and because we all listen to Master Zheng Yan's preach, and we pay for love on every road of the earth. Thank you very much. This is great. So thank you very much, Shunfu and Li Qiuyue. And do you feel very touched after listening to the sharing? And today, I wanted him to talk more about how they just give out the relief aid during the flood. However, they share more really about what the Master Zheng Yan teaches them. Well, I really, really feel so appreciated that he just tells us how Tzu Chi volunteer in Malaysia just help out at the relief aid, right? He not only just tell stories about what they do, and he never wanted to just focus on his personal efforts, right? And he is really a good entrepreneur, according to what they share. And you see their attitude here today, and you see their smile here, and you will know that okay, the story really just passed by really quickly after they have done something, right? But actually, if maybe they think they didn't do a lot, but was really, really helpful to people who needed their help, right? Okay. So, okay, we have to really do whatever is right. And this is really, really where our power is from, right? Okay. So, he also has like a good friend. I mean, he's like a good partners, business partners in his company. Therefore, he can be really, really, relieved to do whatever he wants. And that is a relief aid, right? Okay. And I'm so happy to hear their sharings, right? Okay. I think I didn't listen enough to their stories, right? Okay. And they are really a good couple, and they are working on the Bodhisattva path, right? And they are doing very well in Malaysia. Thank you so much. Okay, this is wonderful to have you here, and let's give them a big hand, please, right? Thank you so much. And Mr. Zheng Yan says that, okay, if she could go abroad, and the first stop must be Malaysia, all right? And Mr. Zheng Yan is really honored to have disciples from Malaysia, right? Well, and let's see, okay? On the messages, we have a message, from Xinzhuang, from Zhou Yumei. And we also have a Yuting from Kaohsiung, and she says that this is a lovely Wednesday. And I really want to listen to a song like a guest in the clouds, right? Oh, yes, and we will. And Yuting, and who is Yuting? And she is, our editor, okay, of our positive feedbacks. And we have Jinsu from Thailand, and we have Zhou Yu from Taipei, and we have Wendai from Taipei, from Hualien, and we have Guan Xinling from Canada. And she says that we really wanted to just, listen to the Dharma wherever we are. And we have Shouling, okay, we have Zhibo from Taoyuan. And this is a very wonderful, like a chance to have the Dharma all together online. And Suhua, thank you. And where are you from, Suhua? And we have Huifeng from Jiayi, and she says that we are so blessed, so we could just meet online and listen to people's sharing, right? This is so wonderful that we gain wisdoms, listening to others, producing blessings and love, right? And this is really happy that we have the chance, right, to happily enjoy it on a study group online, right? And we also see Xiaoming from Yunnan, and I'm surprised that he is a teacher, and I just wonder how can she just get online? Oh, because it is a holiday in China. Okay, so okay, and actually Xiaoming listens to more than twice, maybe 3 times of our recap every week, right? And Hui Miao says that I am on the way to Hualien, and I'm accompanied by an online study group. It's so wonderful. And we have Hui Feng in Kaohsiung, and she is in Nanzi, and see how wonderful the technology is, right? And we really just can deliver the power wherever you are, right? And later on, we of course will sing the song like the cloud. The guest in the cloud, and here is another like a feedback saying that we just go online, although we are not in Kaohsiung. And Helen, I really want to ask, where are you? Because you only say good morning. And we have Su Lan in Jinmen saying hello to us, and we have Lin Zhenyi, and you always stay with us. This is wonderful. And she also says like a good Mother's Day to all the mother. And we have Li Ping from Shijiazhuang, China. And today in China is the Youth Day, and let's take more of your positive feedbacks later on, okay? And after listening to Shunfu's sharing, I think you are always touched, right? And just give us your positive feedbacks if you can, right? And we spread the love, and we just pass on the Dharma lineage also with love. And this is the message from Guanxin in Canada. And she also says, this is a wonderful couple. And Angela Shi, and I really wonder where you are. And she says that there's no bound between, the greater love, right? This is right, and Shunfu is really a rich person. I mean, rich in mind, we have a meeting, saying that, Shunfu is carrying always a smile, and she is really gentle, and I really feel this is a very, very good image, right? So always remember, when you are, online, no matter you are saying something or not, please keep your smile. You can make your like a screen more beautiful. Okay, so let's come back here to our PowerPoint in Taiwan. All right, and we have already collected more than 42,000 Lotus Sutras. Okay, and today is May 4th, right? Okay. And maybe you will feel that you are always doing good deeds, right? And I want to say that if you are always with us, then you will always feel how Master Zheng Yan wants us to always give good inspirations in mind, and the neighbor sees doing good things, because she wants to just more people to do good deeds and speak good deeds, and introduce like a Tzu Chi to more people, right? Okay, so if you donate $10,000 as a Lotus Sutra, and this is doing good deeds, right? But if you don't have the like a $10,000, then maybe $100 is also available, as long as you can just inspire yourself in a good deed, right? Okay. So, and here, we can also try something new here from Da'ai Technology. And because, the COVID-19 is a big problem now, so we have a hand cream, and because of a COVID-19, which is like access to people, and a lot of people just wash their hands so frequently, and they sterilize their hand, that makes their hand really itchy and choppy. So, we have a hand cream, which is like a plant-based, and it is very, very convenient. Wherever you want to wash your hands, you can do this. And it helps protect your hands and moisturize your hands. And this is a new version 2.0, and it smells wonderful, and it also can relieve your trace. And if you buy the hand cream, and all the income will be donated in Tzu Chi Foundation. And we also cooperate with the mentally challenged children, and this is a good thing, right? Oh, actually, our hand cream is the third version, which is a 3-point version, and this is good now, And now, did you buy our a stain remover? And I begin using them, and this is wonderful, right? And if you follow the steps, on on how to use it, and you will just feel that everything in your home looks just as new as you can imagine, right? And this is the stain remover, produced in Tzu Chi, in Jin Si, and they can just totally dissolve, and they don't damage our environment, and you can apply them in every corner in your home. I guess this is a good gift for your mom, and I don't think only your mom will do the housework, and you can also help out, right? And see, I think every corner, looks just bright and brand new, right? After using our remover, right? And I think this is a great news for us, right? And we also have the herbal dew in the roller bottle, and this is wonderful, right? And we just can do something against the COVID-19. And now we also have some positive feedbacks here. And thank you very much, right? And we have more than 6,200,000 words, right, in our positive feedbacks, right? And we talk about Li Meiyun now, okay? And this is not his first time here. And he said that, okay, his father is a singer. His father was a superstar, right? And he says that, and as a superstar, okay, maybe they will be kind of jealous, and maybe they are kind of selfish, right? So, okay, whenever I think of this, and I just reminded myself to be humble. When people are rich, right? I think, oh, my answer is because maybe they make a great donation. Although I donate $1, however, they may donate $9. Therefore, they have more money. They are more wealthy than me, right? Okay. So I think in Tzu Chi that we can also do more than we can expect it, right? And we also have Lin Yuanjing here. And she says that, everybody can be the role model there, okay? And because of COVID-19, everything turned online, and she can also just enjoy the online study group also online, and she just absorbed a lot of great knowledge with us, right? And she was invited, okay, to share some knowledge about how to love our earth, right? And actually, okay, she is kind of well known in her company, and therefore, okay, she felt very grateful that she can do her sharing, okay, in our online study group, right? Okay, and I think through this, and we can just always stay in the positive status, because we are a role model, and she can just follow up with us, right? And also, and we have like Zhou Yiqun, okay, in Kunshan, okay, and she says, and this is kind of like a power of a hope, right? Okay, and she felt so touched, right? And inside we say jail, okay, and we still see love, right? And see good people with the inmates, and we can just deliver the positive energies to the dark corner there. And she said that this is not easy. And we also have Wang Hui in Shandong Weihai, and she trusted the love of power. And ever since like she participated in our catchy fresh team, and she always give us one piece of feedbacks, I mean positive feedbacks like weekly, and she really spends a lot of time on this, right? And she gives us kind of very much positive energies, right? And she also sees a great love in the dark corner, which means in the jail. Okay, and because like the inmates, family members, like a support and the love, and we just make one more person, okay, turning into a good person. And this is the power of every power. I mean, the power of the teams, right? And this is because of the power of trust, right? And we also have Su Zhen from England. And she says that she is really, really honored that she could just stay online with us and absorb the Dharma. And she actually is part of our members. She's a translator, and right here on her positive feedbacks, and she sees like a peach, or I mean peach, which means like a longevity and happy birthday here. And because Su Zhen is really, really busy, and I didn't expect that she could do this, right? And why did you just put kind of like a peach icon there? Okay, and this is because she wants to show us her like a most sincere mind to celebrate the birthday of Master Zheng and the Tzu Chi, right? Okay, and actually I want to say that she is really a talent, and she's really professional. And we also have a Han Wen from Jiayi, okay, saying that, okay, he has been online with us and leaves messages for us, right? And he says that he likes to be with us because we have like a positive energy. And on the 9th anniversary, and he said that he was really honored that he can just say something, okay, for his team, right? And he sees like his team members are just like ants climbing on the Samara mountain, and all the team members were just working hard and just work, together. And he says that he feels touched by saying that you don't have to be really something, and you really have to start as long as you want to be something. Okay, and this is a way for us to work on the Bodhisattva path, right? And now it's time for our Master Zheng Yan's footprint. Right? Thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody. Now we are going to have a look at the Daily Journal of Dharma Master Zheng Yan, and the topic is about cultivate blessing and wisdom and shoulder responsibilities. The topic is about the during that time something happens. Our beloved Master Dezi passed away. And let's have a look at this video first to remind her. We follow Master Zheng Yan since 1964, and we located in Hualien, and we follow Master Zheng Yan. And the first time while we located here, we have nothing. What we need to do is to rely on ourselves. We have to make life for ourselves. And at the beginning, while we established this foundation, this is the picture you can see. In the early time, life is difficult because we are the first generation. And the first generation, we no pain, no gain. So if we met we have to overcome the difficulties. We cannot be overcome by the difficulties. In the early period, we are lacked of everything. We don't have enough food. So you see, we just use the salt and to put a little bit on the tofu and fried it and for a meal. So we are really grateful that Master Dezi always show us the best role models, and all our volunteers can follow her and take the responsibility to devote ourselves in Tzu Chi Foundation. So we need to encourage ourselves to follow her. You see the picture, the next picture, there are some serious disaster happened in past year. Many people died due to the great pandemic, COVID-19, but it's also we have the opportunity to help more people who are in debt. And you see and what we need to learn about this, due to the great pandemic, we all of us, we need to put on the face mask, right? And it's also remind us that we gotta be aware what we eat. The virus just will transport by the air, so what we eat are important. We need to wear the face mask, and we also need to be vegetarian. So it's a very good timing to promote vegetarian. So I wish all of us, we have the great intelligence that we need to be aware completely and cut off delusions. With great love, we can brilliant wisdom and following the path of Bodhisattva. And let's have a look at the next picture here. In Pingdong Tzu Chi Foundation last year, they built a tree, and this is a family tree of the Pingdong Foundation there. They just remark all of the volunteers, and it looks like a family tree. And I would like to tell you the opportunities for those who are ready, and we can go with the cause and the condition. So we need to be grateful. Let's have a look at the video, the picture from Mozambique in South Africa. These volunteers there, they always try their best to follow Dharma Master Zheng Yan's teaching, being vegetarian. And now let's have a look at the videos. What Master Zheng Yan say to encourage us. They have no house or classroom to be used as a cultivation ground, yet with sincere piety, they can use any piece of land. They can use any piece of land and as their cultivation ground, and they can learn there. Before walking into the cultivation ground, they take off their shoes and arrange them in an orderly manner. See how they practice self-discipline and how orderly they are. They can cultivate themselves wherever they are. Even if the place is crude and the land is uneven. As long as we have the heart to learn the Dharma, our path of the spiritual cultivation will be smooth and broad. Seeing how our volunteers cultivate themselves. Okay, we are very grateful. So, Master Zheng Yan says, she doesn't wish more. The only wish is everybody take the responsibility and make this world a better place. So, it's something very simple, very easy, but it requires more people to following together. So our Kaohsiung online study groups, every week we try our best to pass Master Zheng Yan's teaching. You can see the picture with in Kaohsiung last year during the great pandemic. There's some period that we stop our online study group and we do the online study group. Also in Kaohsiung, but since we cannot ask many people to come here in the Kaohsiung, we will do it online. And let's have a look. Another teaching of Master Zheng Yan. Let us always have Dharma filled in the ground, so we can be most tended, and that the parched land can be under an air and dampness. With one good seed planted in our inner field, we can give rise to the innumerable seeds. One seed can give rise to innumerable seeds. As long as we have one seed, we can accumulate and accumulate. Seeds and kindness as we recruit more living will be a way. Everyone, when we have people, we will have a way. And we can gather up the various way to carry out things we need to do. Hence, there will be a positive force behind us. So, while we gather more people, then we are more powerful. So a single spark can start a prairie fire. And we can see now there are many disasters happens nowadays around us. And during this very moment, we don't know when is the next time we can meet. Mr. Zheng Yan tell us that we all need to help the people surround us while they are in need. So we gotta try our best to help each other. So I'm very grateful that I have the chance to come here to share this to you. All of us, we are so touched by you, Ruyu, to our volunteer, Ruyu. I would like to say hi to Ruyu's parents. I'm sure that Ruyu's parents today, they are also online to join our Kaohsiung online study group. And actually, Ruyu are from Taipei, but she married to Kaohsiung. And therefore, she has the chance to join the Kaohsiung online study group. So at first, she's a little bit timid, but at the first while she joined us, she always agree with what we say, and no matter what we ask her to do, she say yes. So Ruyu, actually, she has work, but she just take one day off to join our Kaohsiung online study group. So thanks for the good affinity that she married to Kaohsiung, so she has the chance to join our Kaohsiung online study group. Now let's have a look some good feedback from the volunteers from all over the world. We have a good feedback from Canada, and we have one volunteer say thanks to the Malaysian volunteer, Mr. Chen Shunfu, sharing that your story really cheer us up. So while we see our volunteer, Mr. Chen Shunfu, at first he's a volunteer, helped people, and then suddenly he suffered from the water flood. So we are really, at the first time while we see this news, we are so sad, but we also are cheered by his story. Even during this hard time, he still tried his best to save the people around her. And we have other good feedback from our volunteer, Xiaoming. Thank you. You give us so many good feedbacks online. Maybe we don't have, we have limited time to read all of people's sharing, but we'll try our best. There's another feedback. They say she is very touched by Shunfu's family and the workers together there with them while they try to help people who also suffered during the water flood. And they try their best to help the local people while they facing the water flood. So everyone, if you are touched by our story or the sharing from our volunteer, you can write down your feedback to us anytime. Everybody's very important. If you are touched by our volunteer Miss Deng Ruyu's story and you have some good feedback, you can write it down and show us. We are very grateful to your sharing. And here I would like to say once again that our Jingsi hand cream is really very helpful. If you need it, just don't be hesitant. You can purchase it. And I would like to share another good feedback. Our volunteer, Miss Chunzhi, and good feedback from our volunteers from Shenzhen and Yunnan, and we are grateful that you joined us to Kaohsiung online study group, and we just changed the IP of Zoom. So if our volunteers in mainland China you need it, please check one more time. We just changed our Zoom IP, so please use the correct one so you can join us on time. And the volunteers from Shanghai, our volunteers from Shanghai, even they are during this serious time in lockdown in Shanghai, you still try your best to join us. So we are really grateful. Thanks for your join and your good feedback. Okay. So let's have a look. These pictures are from our volunteers, the interpreter team. And I also would like to share you two good feedback. One is from Canadian volunteer Miss Guo Liangjun. Another one is from the USA. And both of they are cheered up by our Kaohsiung Online Study Group's 9th year anniversary. And our volunteer Miss Guo Liangjun says every time she tried her best to join our Kaohsiung Online Study Group, she has never taken any day off in the past 9 years, and she has note every time during our Kaohsiung Online Study Group, during joining our Kaohsiung Online Study Group, and she has made more than 140 pages of notes. While I see her notes, I'm really touched because she tried her best to follow up our Kaohsiung Online Study Group, and she never takes any day off. So you don't need to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. And we have another good feedback from the USA. And she said the first time she heard about Kaohsiung Online Study Group is from the radio program, and then at first she is the audience to this program. Then thanks to the good affinity, she has the chance to be part of our Kaohsiung Online Study Group. And therefore, she has the chance to take the responsibility to join our Kaohsiung Online Study Group. And she also shared the Kaohsiung Online Study Group to her friends surrounded in the USA. So she says she really learned a lot from our Kaohsiung Online Study Group. And let's have a look the good feedback from our Canadian volunteer, Miss Guo Liangjun, and she says, thanks to the good feedback from all over the world, not only in South Africa but also in Philippines, and that thanks to the good feedback that we know more people are encouraged and motivated by our sharing.
Okay, here comes the recap from last week. These catching phrases were written by Sister Shui Jing. Okay, so happy to join the online study group, and I love Teacher Meiyun. And especially we have our song Yun Zhong Ke. This is our study group song. And Philippine Tzu Chi volunteer Cai Shenhang share how Tzu Chi volunteer help residents clean up and the best way to recover the flood and damaged area after typhoon. Brother Cai share his Dharma joy as they follow Master Zheng Yan's teaching and found that this is truly beneficial. And Sister Yuan Yaqi share how Tzu Chi people spread the love into several countries in Africa. And Brother Pan Min Shui, who working with a very limited resource in Africa. And we have the feedback from Da I News. Brother Ming Jun says, join Tzu Chi, we can cultivate ourselves, open our heart, and turn jealousy into motivation to learn more from others and improve ourselves. And these catching phrases are from America. they have to write all the catching phrases. And Sister Xie Bilian says that the only way to cure the pandemic is having more people to adopt a vegetarian diet. And Master Zheng Yan encouraged her to continue to inspire young people to do the good deeds. And we have Sister Zheng Mei use sign language to share Jin's aphorism and help the inmates. And she wishes inmates can find their love back and get their heart purified and cleaned. Let's give them the big hand for this catching phrases team. Thank you very much, and you are very good. You are excellent. And next, we're gonna have our doctor from Dalin Hospital. Here comes the Dr. Zhou Yiqun. He's gonna share with our liver treatment, new treatment for the liver cancer. Okay, let's welcome him. Okay, let's look at the video here. This is the way how to treat. Okay, so let's have a look at the video now. We have at fitness center for aging fitness center. Actually, this is to provide the practice, the training for our elders. So they, after they retired, they are not so energetic, but they can come here to train and be able to join the daily life. So this video is about our aging fitness. So before we start, I would like to tell you, we will invite our Dr. Mr. Zhou Yiqun to join us to sharing here. And let's have a look that today they prepare us a small video. Okay, Mom? And this is the video our Dr. Mr. Zhou Yiqun, he prepared a role play with his team. And nowadays, many people, nowadays we are in we have many patients, they are in elder age, and they come here. So I would like to introduce you first, our Dr. Mr. Zhou Yiqun. He prepared a small role play. So let's give him a big hand, okay? And due to the great pandemic, he cannot come to Kaohsiung to join us, but he tried his best to join us online. So let's have a look. His handsome face. Hi. What do you wear today? Oh, this is the uniform in the hospital. So sorry that I misunderstand. It's just a teacher. So now thank you for you coming to join us online. Let's give him a big hand to our Dr. Mr. Zhou Yiqun. Good morning, everyone.
I'm working at a hospital, so I'm not wearing a surgical uniforms. So he's going to let's welcome our Dr. Zhou. Thank you for all the Tzu Chi people, and I'm very honored to share you with the new treatment. And this is today's topic. We're not just talking about liver cancer, we will use the patient with liver cancer. We're going to use these liver cancers to bring out more solvable questions. A 72-year-old female who had been taking diabetes medication for years, but through the ultrasound, through the blood draw, we can find that the blood she come to our clinic, and we found the hepatitis C and the alpha fetoprotein AFT is extremely high. The fetal protein has reached its highest. So through this data, most likely we can say it's a liver cancer, but a further image examination are still required. So the abdominal ultrasound on August 19, you can see a liver tumor clearly, about 11 centimeters. The abdominal computed tomography, also called as CT, is an important image examination for diagnosis of the liver tumors. And you can see the black shadow in the middle of the tumor. Because the tumor is growing too fast, not getting enough nutrition, so that's causing the tumor necrosis. So on the side, the tumor is extremely large, but the most importantly, on the right side of the picture, you can see it's a blood vessel. There's a blood vessel invasion. If the blood vessel invasion, most likely we can diagnose this is a terminal stage of liver cancer. In recent years, there's a significant progress in the treatment of terminal stage liver cancer, especially the progress of immune checkpoint inhibitors. However, the treatment of liver cancer should not only be considered a stage of cancer, but also the residual liver function is an important indicator for treatments. But not all the treatment can apply to all of the patients. But if the prescription is too light, then the patient will not respond well. So in this stage, we need to compromise. So we're not just talking about the stage of just liver cancer. Finally, we use the targeted and hepatic artery perfusion chemicals, a 2-in-1 treatments. So what's the difference between hepatic artery chemotherapy and traditional embolization? The embolization is to place a catheter from the femoral artery to the hepatic artery that supplies tumor nutrition. Then we block the vessel to stop the blood flow. So it has a great impact on liver function, and it doesn't apply to the patient with poor residual liver function. And the procedure of hepatic arterial chemotherapy is very similar to embolization. The catheter will be placed on the hepatic artery, but chemotherapy will be only applied locally. It will not block the blood vessel, so it doesn't affect liver function that much. So for the patient has poor residual liver functions, and it doesn't have much side effects to affect the liver functions. The patient received 6 times of hepatic arterial chemotherapy from August 2020 to February 2021. So you can see the casters. When we inject the chemotherapy, we just go through this caster directly into livers. So after 3 times of hepatic arterial chemotherapy, the CT computed tomography track in November 2020, you can clearly see the invasion of the tumor had disappeared. And it's not a very easy task. So it brings us the patient a great confidence, because the tumor part shows almost complete necrosis. So we did another CT scan. You can see clearly see the invasion of the tumor has disappeared. And the tumor part shows almost complete necrosis. The alpha fetoprotein data also decreased all the way during the treatment, almost 30 times. However, it seems like everything is smooth, but some things happen, because the patient was taken care of by her husband, and the husband is also very old. He needs to get up in the middle of the night to take care of his wife. But the patient herself is very skinny. Even the side effect is very limited. But she still feels very tired, and she's not willing to continue the chemotherapy anymore. After discuss with the families, we decided we would keep the oral targeted therapy and given us some. So since the chemotherapy was stopped in February last year, the alpha fetoprotein began to rise. And by the December last year, it had risen to 10 times from the lowest point. You can see from the CT scan in December last year shows that the tumor had grown back. The patient is still alive and has received palliative care and family medicine departments. In the past, when we're facing a patient like this, we don't really pay more attention on their living qualities because this disease is racing against time. But for nowadays, with the technology, it put us to consider about how to prolong their life and also improve their living qualities. On this case, we can obviously see that living qualities is very poor. The answer.
So nowadays that we can see there's a good way to make our patient more energetic, and the one point we would like to emphasize is the strength training, because while the patient they are doing the training, they are doing the gravity training, they can improve their body and the immune system at the same time. Switch off. So, therefore, in one way, they are doing exercise, but actually they are improve their immune system too. So, And while their immune system is getting better and more energetic, they can live longer and they have a better quality of their life. You know, the people they are suffered from cancer, the biggest problem is they lose a lot of muscle. So while they are doing the strength training, actually, we have some suggestions for this strength training. We suggest that our patients, at least, they need to do exercise, the training, at least 150 minutes. And they at least got to do the training 2 times a week. And we mean 150 minutes doesn't mean that they do it continually. Every week, 150 minutes means they just do it every day. And for example, they can just train themselves 20 to 30 minutes every day by walking or climbing up and down the stairs and doing the strength training. And for a whole week, at least they are required to be trained 150 minutes. So, you know, most of the patients they suffered from the chemotherapy, they are very weak and they don't feel like to be active. They don't feel like to do exercise, but actually, doing sport exercising is very helpful to them. Therefore, we need to design some activities that it is easy for these elders, for these patients, and they are not feel stress while doing this kind of exercise. But there are some special cases that the patient they are not fit to do too much exercise. For example, if the patient they just finished the operation after 24 hours, they are not suggested to do exercise, or the patients they are wearing the pressure garment. They are not suggested to do exercise. And while some besides, some patients where they are lose the appetite and they have the malabose portion, they are not suggested to do exercise either. And nowadays, more and more people join the strength training, and today we would like to focus the how strength training are helpful to these people who are suffering from cancer. First, while our patient they are doing the chemotherapy and this kind of treatment, they will make the patient lose most part of their muscle, so they will be very weak and they don't feel like to do exercise. And we know that most of the patients after they do the chemotherapy, they lose appetite, and while they don't eat enough nutrient food, they may have some metabolic disease and they don't feel to do exercise. Therefore, we need to improve this problem and to encourage the patient to do the strength training. And the benefits of strength training, we can see the first is we can get more muscle, and you can be more energetic, and you can also overcome so osteoarthritis, and you can have more explosive effort. And for these are very important for the patient who suffered from cancer. And you know, for especially the patients we suffered from some osteoarthritis, they especially need the strength training. And besides, some patients, they suffer from Parkinson's or other disease. They also need their the strength training is also helpful for these patients. Some people, they have a stereotype and a misunderstanding about the strength training. The first one is most of people, they think the strength training is very dangerous and it's a risky activity, but actually it's not. Because if we do the training correctly and in the do it safety, it's very helpful to our muscle and to our body. So the long time and the long time gravity training and the strength training actually are very helpful to the people who suffered from cancer. That's why we need the coach to guiding us how to do this kind of strength training correctly. So if we are under the help of our coaching, we can do a strength training correctly. We won't hurt ourselves. Therefore, all of us, while we are doing the training, the strength training, we all need a coach. In Taiwan, the situation is we are lack of the doctor training. We are lack of the doctor training patients to do the strength training, but actually the sports scientific is very important. Therefore, we need to promote the more benefits of the sports scientist. And why we do this kind of strength training? Actually, we do the strength training is for us to do everything we need in daily life. For example, for the elders, they need to walking up and down the stairs, and they need to use their arm muscle to lift up the things they purchase, or they need to embrace their grandchildren. Therefore, they need to muscle. Of course, they will need the strength training too, so they can have better quality in their life. So we are doing the strength training is not for showing people, oh, we have big muscle. Actually, we are doing the strength training for the daily life. So make our life a better place and make our elders easier to catch up to the daily life. So, while the patients while they are doing the treatment or the chemotherapy, they need more muscle so they can fight against the disease, and they can't. They can. And now here you can see this picture, and this is our anti-aging fitness center and I would like to show you some equipment we have in the anti-aging fitness center. And we have the reception area, we have the cardio training, gravity training, and the free weight training area. So we always tell our patients to come here before they start the training. They need to do the warm up. So we have a special area here for people to warm up, and after they finish the training, there's another area for them to relax. So the main purpose of our anti-aging fitness center is we would like to promote the strength training. Nowadays we have more elder people in our society. Therefore, we must promote the strength training to more people, so they can have better quality in their daily life. So, we really hope to see in Taiwan, people from age 9 to 99 are doing the strength training together, because it's no matter what age you are, you require the strength training to make your life better. And I expect all of us can start the strength training, so we all have more muscle and I would like to show you these pictures from our anti-aging fitness center. And this man here, he is our CEO, Mr. Zheng Guozhi, the chef in our anti-aging fitness center. And here are some of our volunteers from our Tzu Chi Foundation. They come here to do the strength training, and we have coach there to help them. So you see these two volunteers, they are a couple. Every time while I see them come here to do the training, I'm so touched, because actually the volunteer, this lady, she cannot see well, so her husband always accompany her to come here do the training together. And in this picture, we can see this picture, there are two patients and one coach. And in the middle, this is grandpa. He is in the age 80s, and he has done some operation. He suffered from some osteoarthritis. Therefore, he cannot walk very well, but he feels like to train his muscle. So he joined the strength training. And you see the can he used, and after he got the trend that he can walk better. And this picture is, you can see this is my passion, and he suffered from the liver cancer, and actually his situation is not very well, because the cancer just attacked his lymphatic system, but he just keep exercising. While he's doing the strength training exercise, I invite him to join this, and he feels more energetic, and he feels that he can have better quality of life. So it's very cheerful news that after he joined our strength training, and after 3 or 4 times he trained, he feel more powerful and more energetic. You know, liver is a silent organ, so while we are suffered and from the cancer, while we are doing the chemotherapy, we also need to going on our strength training, because while you have more muscle, you can fight against the cancer. So I would like to thank you, or you're listening, and thank you everybody. Okay, let's have a look of our Dr. Mr. Zhou Yiqun. You have to smile to all of us. He gave us some suggestion that he can do some recording to our online interpreter group, while he would like to record us the video in English, so release the burden of our online interpreter team. He's very touched. We really thank you. And I still remember the first time. I remember the first time while he contacted me, and we have very good community. And I remember the first time while we are talking about the Kaohsiung online study group, that I would like to invite him to join us. And I see his picture, and you can see before that he still has mustache, but nowadays he just shaved. While today he come to join us online, we see he shaved. we really thank you that you look more young, you look younger. Would you please introduce your fitness center one more time to us? It's in Jiayi Tzu Chi Hospital on the 4th floor. We have an anti-aging fitness center. Its just new open on March 2022. So I would like to tell you everybody, if you need it, if you need a strength training, feel free to go there. The 4th floor of our Tzu Chi Hospital in Jiayi. All of you can go there to join the anti-age fitness center. Okay, thank you. We have some good feedback from our volunteer over the world to thank you, Yiqun volunteer, from our volunteer to thank you, Dr. Zhou. Some volunteers, they are also suffered from the liver disease, so they are so touched by your sharing that with your warm caring, I am sure your passion, they can recover better and sooner than others. We are very grateful that you join us today. Thank you. And the volunteers, they also like to thank to your team to provide such a good strength training in the ATAG Fitness Center that to benefit more people, more passion, and have a better life after the treatment, after the chemotherapy. So today, the topic, life or life quality, we are sure that our team are doing well to encourage patients after their treatment or during their treatment, they need to going on a strength training. Thank you for coming and joining us. Okay, so now we have a small role play. Maybe one day our small role play will take your story to us the topic to start. Maybe one day we will take your story to make a video. And thank you for your good suggestion through our Kaohsiung online study group. Maybe next time we can use your role play. Thank you so much. And we can improve our Kaohsiung online study group better. Thank you for your suggestion. And I know doctors are very busy in Tzu Chi Hospital. And thank you. You use your leisure time to join us. We are so touched. And here we have a good feedback from our volunteers from mainland China in Heilongjiang. And so also it's okay.
Now we move on to the next section. So let me respond some feedback to the participants. Give us the feedback. Like our editor, Yu Ting, she said that she was driving the car and she listened to the online study group and she was really touched. And we have the Yunnan volunteers from Yunnan, and she said that from the guiding reading group, she refreshed her memory about the Master De Ci. It was a really touching presentation. And then we have the feedback from the other volunteers. Those volunteers actually are very inspiring. And even they watch the rerun. They always give us a feedback every week. Okay, now go back to my PowerPoint. And as you can see from the screen, somebody asked me, how come you have so many feedback received every week? And I told them that those are very encouragement and to our speakers. So now let's watch the feedback from Chongqing Yi Dawei. And he says that it's been a while that he did not stay with online study group. And it was so great that 2 days before the World Earth Day, and Sister Meiyun invited Peng Qiming, who told us the climate emergency problem. And he also admired the sharing from the CEO, Song Yigang, who gave us the sharing about the relief work that we conduct in the Sydney. And he also admires Shi Jing and Wen Qing's sharing. Even they stay at a quarantine hotel, they seize every opportunity to promote the vegetarian diet and exercise to strengthen immune system. And Xu Xiaoming, she said that she watched the rerun of online study group twice. And because she had to work at the daytime, so she can only watch the online study group after the work. And she admired those stories and all the speakers from online study group are very professional. She talked about the Peng Qiming's sharing. And the climate issue is very informative and let us realize that the climate crisis is something that we need to be more concerned about. And then we have see the Yunnan, Zhang Xun, and she said that they are very impressed about Shi Jing and Wen Qing's sharing. Although they stay at the quarantine hotel, they make a good use of their free time to do the exercise in the limited space in the room. And then they even share the vegetarian experience with the hotel staff. And then another feedback is from Yunnan. She said that the COVID-19 pandemic has affected our lives over 3 years. Actually, we are so blessed because we can join online study group every week. And she appreciated that Shi Jing's effort who coordinate this platform with online study group and all the volunteers from mainland China. She also mentioned about the Tzu Chi House guiding reading presentation. The Master Zheng Yan's footprint, a good habit, like to uphold the precept. It can change our personality. So she really enjoyed to stay with online study group. And now we're going to go out to mainland China. So where are we going? So this is a video I would like to show you first. And those volunteers, you can see their smiling face. Even they work so hard, even they were sweaty. And this is how they do the contribution to build their own recycling station. This is as year-round recycle. They do the job all year round. Even the winter is more than 10 degrees below zero. So they make a gully and this is the only recycling station has a big farm. So let's watch a little bit. The speaker, he said that there are two purposes for them to build a farm. First of all, is to practice Tzu Chi's environmental protection concept, which is to reach the goal of the zero waste. So they collect all the kitchen waste from the neighborhood and bury them here to make them as a resource. Second of all, they preserve the water. They build a reservoir and a gully to save all the water. Then they water the plants. So they transform all the waste into a resource. This is the plants like grow at their own farm. It's a healthy stuff. And then during the they provide a meal for the volunteers who are doing the contribution at the recycling station. Except this video, and then I also would like to show you another video. This is a video is talking about that they host a gathering, and then they invite the entrepreneurs and their employee to join the gathering. Also, they ask them to practice the recycling work. So they are very touched. And after they heard the story shared by the Tzu Chi volunteer. So today we're going to invite elder volunteers. So let's say the password. I'd like to stay with you because I have positive energies. Okay, so the elder sister is Jiao Chunmei, and this is her daughter. So good day, everyone. My name is Wang Yuan, and the next one is my mom. I'm going to give the microphone to her, and she's going to share her beautiful new life. Hello. Yeah, you may start to do the sharing. Her topic is my 80. Okay. Okay. I am a Tzu Chi volunteer. My name is Jiao Chunmei. I'm 80 years old, and I feel blessed that I joined Tzu Chi. About 6 years ago, I lost my husband. I live alone in Inner Mongolia. I am an unsociable person, and I have a strong character, so I don't want to bother my children's life. My son married for 11 years, and I never been to his house, let alone to meet my daughter-in-law. Now I'm getting old, so I make this excuse to call my children, and then they invite me to stay with them in Shenyang, and live with them. But then I was wondering, how do I get along with my daughter-in-law? And when I arrived in Shenyang, my daughter brought me into Tzu Chi, where I experienced the entirely different world. I saw many volunteers with love and passionate. I feel heartwarming. So I start to walk at the recycling station every day. And if I came home earlier, after work, I usually stroll downstairs until it gets dark. Then I back to my son's house, and then immediately walk into my room. My daughter-in-law, her character is somehow straightforward, so I don't like to talk to my daughters-in-law. In the recycling station, there are many elder environmental volunteers, and they just like my families, who accompany me with love we learn Dharma Master Zheng Yan's teaching, and this comfort my emotion, and I start to feel relieved. Seriously, if there is no Tzu Chi, no families like Tzu Chi volunteers, I may not able to drop the burden in my heart. I feel silly when I look back the life I went through in the past years. Master Zheng Yan always said that be open-minded, then you can tolerate the whole universe. My mind was too narrow to tolerate my families. In Tzu Chi, I learned to open my mind. I never get involved in the recycling station before, but at the Tzu Chi, all the Tzu Chi volunteers, they teach me patiently. They teach me again and again. And I know my personality is unsociable, stubborn, and I was kind of cold to my children, later on to my daughter-in-law. So after joining Tzu Chi, I realized we are families. We may not know each other well, but we treat everyone just like the family. This really inspired me. And here I see love around. I see love to resolve the contradictions. We use love to adjust our emotion, and we use love to get closer. I really experienced the love can change to a better world. I also learned how to speak in a softened way, and I started to accept my daughter-in-law. And one day, my daughter-in-law talked to me. She said, "Ever since I married to your son, we are family. I will take good care of you." I did cry. It was a scene that I could never dream of. Most of my life passed by without leaving any meaningful footprint. But after joining Tzu Chi, only within 6 months, I totally changed. I never know what is cultivation is, but now I'm really serious to learn it. It's a habit that I have been doing for 80 years, and I don't expect to be able to get rid of immediately. But now I practice by doing recycling work, listen to Dharma teaching, and with the sisters and brothers' help, I change my thought and become more open and to accept, to improve the relationship with the family. I also try to do the contribution and to help the people in need. My spirit has also changed. Master Zheng Yan also told us that not only do we cultivate the blessings of our soul, but we also need to spray the good seed. So I want to change my personality to have more relationship and to help more people. I would like to cherish the affinity with Master Zheng Yan, cherish all the opportunities that I have with Tzu Chi, and this is my goal. Now I think I treat Tzu Chi as my second home. I feel grateful to my family. When I was 80 years old, I learned to seize the present time and learn to enhance the value of my life. So I'm very happy, and I wish all my family members with love and dedication embrace happiness. Thank you for Tzu Chi, and thank you for Master Zheng Yan. Okay, now Wang Yi, you want to say something? I feel grateful that my mom has this chance to talk about her story. Thank you very much. So let's give Jiao Chunmei, the elder volunteer, a big hand. Please give her a thumbs up. Jiao Chunmei, you are really great, even you are 80 years old. So even we are old, yeah, you can see we give our thumbs up to admire your presentation you are sharing. And your recycling station at Shenyang actually is a very good example for everyone to follow. And because of the COVID-19, there are not many audience in Kaohsiung, but we still maintain our passion and to stay with the online study group. Let's again give her a big hand. There are so many feedback. Many say that the participants and volunteers from mainland China, they are really diligent. And we have feedback from Wendai, from Hualien. Because we press for the time, so I may not able to read every one of the feedbacks, but we will make a summary and give you next week. So now it's about the time. It's about the time to do the exercise. So we will give our team, activity team a few minutes, and then we will come back again soon.
好，肩膀放松，一起来，前点后点，往前一步，退后一步，前后前。好，我们准备画圆，你们的左手，你们的右手，再来，左手画圆。 右手画圆向后，左手向后画圆，右手画圆，再来。准备双手一起前面画圆，在第二圈，再一个。准备双手往前，前面向上。 前面回来，换脚往前，举高，手臂打直，回来，我们加快一点点的速度，回来，换脚，回来，再2次。好，我们再增加2次，来，回来。 最后一个回来，我们来转动肩膀一下，转动肩膀，放松一下，来换方向。好，来再换方向。我们准备要做侧转身，转动您的左边，回来，来换边。 右回到中间，一起哦，来转回转动回来，眼睛看前面就好，头没有转哈，就怕大家会头晕，我们转动身体就好。来，再2个转，好，来我们手慢慢放下来。 再往前打开，我们转动我们的手臂，转动手臂，转动，转动，转动，非常好哦。好，我们把手掌立起来，转动向内，手臂慢慢的收到中间。我们来做招财猫的动作，手掌。 一立一折， 哎，一上一下，一上一下。来，我们左手画圈，右手画圈，左手再画圈，右手再画圈，向后，左手向后，右手向后，再一回，左手，右手。好，我们中间双手画3个大圆，第2圈，最后1圈收脚。接下来呢，就是我们每个礼拜都要动的80少年数来宝。不管您现在几岁，一起来数一数好吗？来，踏踏踏踏，拍3下，一起踏踏踏踏，拍3下，踏踏踏踏，拍3下，点肩。
80少年数来宝，手脚并用脑体操。你有我艰难不倒，化肥为宝功一巧，街头巷尾人人好。
准备擦镜子，擦镜子往上，擦镜子往下，擦镜子往上。来点肩，点肩向上。
康健身矫健，儿童目明显品显。跑步志工跑在前，社区关怀不落后，妙事连连妙连篇。
擦镜子，
慈济999，慈济999，
再来，
慈济999，慈济999，
点肩。
老当益壮盛青年，百儿之功下交。
大力水手，
常照手牵手，心安自在快乐活，慈济999。
准备踏步，慈济常照大爱多，慈济常照感恩多，慈济常照健康多，慈济常照快乐多，点肩。
80少年数来宝，
加油！
手脚并
好哦，
用脑
继续
体操。
提水
你
桶，
有我艰难不倒，化肥为宝功一巧，街头巷尾人人好。
准备擦镜子，
慈济999，慈济999，
往上，
慈济999，慈济999，
点肩。
就是康健身矫健，儿童目明显品显。
跑步，
环保志工跑在前，社区关怀不落后，妙事连连妙连篇。
擦镜子，
慈济999，
往下，
慈济999，
往上，
慈济999，慈济999，
点肩。
老当益壮盛青年，百儿之功下交。
大力水手，
常照手牵手，心安自在快乐活，慈济999。
准备踏步，慈济常照大爱多，慈济常照感恩多，慈济常照健康多，慈济常照快乐多。给自己一个掌声。好，非常感恩。请慢慢坐下，活动团队哈。那画面回到我这边，我们看到的是云中客，大家请坐哈。那云中客是副总，也是刚才那一首歌，就是林碧玉副总呢帮我们写的词，然后呢由杨子璞先生做的曲哈。
Thank you very much, right? This is our exercise team, and let's come back here for the song of online study group Kaohsiung, which is guest in the cloud.
这边是非常有能量的
And this is very heartwarming song. And Yang Zipu composed this song for us. And let's take a look right here. And we are so grateful to Yang Zipu from HIM International Music Incorporation. And this is a wonderful lyrics, and we really have a wonderful song. Okay, and Yang Zipu is an image and a music composer of HIM International Music Incorporation, and we are so grateful to this, right? And last week we heard this song for the first time, and we received a wonderful, positive feedbacks here, and we have really heartwarming feedbacks here, right? And right here, and let's take a look a look at like Guan Huimei from Canada, and she says like all the like lyrics like Yang Zipu writes, and she says she really feels touched when she heard the guests in the cloud for the first time, and she never missed the Wednesday online study group, and she loved it. All right. And she really like all the Bodhisattva volunteers like working together with joy, and she can really feel the positive energy here and abroad. And this is kind of a true Dharma way, right? And okay. All right. And we have Xue Yu saying that, okay, yeah, everybody is happy about the cloud. I mean, the guests in the cloud, and everyone is fascinated. And the first time she heard this song, and she felt that, and that one time, like Lin Biyu came over and shared about the one beginning from nothing. Okay. And she also says that the online study group also began with nothing. Okay. And this is really, really the kind of wonderful description. And she says, now, and we have a lot of like guest speakers all over the world, and we really gather online, and we really form like great affinities, right? And the rhyme is beautiful, and the lyric is also wonderful. So we can just sing it in a very, very easy way. And I really like, everyone to have this song. So let's sing this song together, guest in the cloud. So let's sing this song all together. Thank you very much. And this is Guest in the Cloud. My favorite is the Wednesday online study group, and every word we say in the catchy phrase, and we receive like positive feedbacks abroad online, right? We don't see people like you, like me, but we are the guests of cloud. And this is a true existence, and this is a wondrous Dharma, and this is a good Dharma, and we make it beautiful, and we make it touching, and every volunteer is just like a Bodhisattva. And everyone is diligent and put Dharma into action. And we have this Dharma body all over the universe, and we spread the Dharma of Jingshi, and we gain wisdom of life until the end of the universe. And my favorite is the online study group Kaohsiung on Wednesday. And every word we say, every catchy phrase we form is kind of touching, and we receive wonderful positive feedback online. And this is the guest in the cloud. And now let me tell you, and let's appreciate this song, and also celebrate Master Zheng Yan's birthday. And every word we say, and every catchy phrase we form, and we receive like wonderful positive feedbacks online. And this is the guest in the cloud. And this is a true wondrous Dharma, and we speak good words, and this is the only Dharma, and everyone is joyous and touched, and this is a group of a true Bodhisattva. Everyone is diligent, and everyone puts the Dharma into action, and this is how the Dharma body goes. And the Jingshi Dharma lineage is profound, and we deliver this endlessly. And we really love the online study group every Wednesday, and every word we say, and all the catchy phrases that we create, and we receive like positive feedbacks online. And this is the guest in the cloud. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Yang Zipu, a composer. This is a composer of our lyrics, right? And this is wonderful. And on the 17th of May, and we hope that we can also sing this song all together. And we have Liu Chunzi in Changchun, China, saying that this is wonderful, and she enjoys the wonderful sharings online. And like Shi Jing and Wenjing, they are like faced with kind of impermanence, but they can still remain their like a steady life, okay, in their peaceful way. And what they carry is only gratitude in mind. And they feel this is a kind of wonderful arrangement for their life, right? So it is, they have love, but they are not really quarantined. And we have Zhou Muci from Kunshan, and she also mentioned that, okay, quarantined in a hotel, but, Shi Jing, Wenjing didn't waste their own time, but just absorb the Dharma like diligently. And this is really, really touching. And Master Zheng Yue is really touched because she was touched by Master Zheng Yue's inspiration, and she willingly just participated in our like a sharing team, and she shared a lot of like touching experience online from China. So this is also the love, even you are quarantined. And here, like we have Chen Lingjun from Beijing, okay, saying that when she served as a volunteer, and she also felt that, okay, she was like indifferentiated, okay, by their like local communities, but she did something more, and she just delivers some material aid in their local community. She just did something more and delivered something, okay, like a material aid there. So this is the love that she delivered. And we have Wang Hui from Shandong, China. And she says like this is a kind of a light in Africa. And she witnessed the sharing of Yuan Yaqi. And within the 10 years, like Yaqi just recorded like what he has done in Africa and turned like Africa into the bright land. And Yaqi repeatedly mentioned what like she saw and what she experienced, and she talks very much about the communist stories, bringing love and just mitigate hatred. And Yaqi is very grateful. And okay, we really hope that this book can be published in China. Okay. And now let's have our like wonderful like guests there. Okay, and they are superstars, right? And this pastor is composed by our team, okay? And we have like volunteers from Tzu Chi performing artists there, and we also have Chen Jiazhi, okay, serves as the like a graphic designer here, and Lin Naihua is an actress, and this is not her only time coming to Kaohsiung. And in online study group Kaohsiung, and we have like director and actor actress coming here to deliver the message that, okay, bone marrow donation actually is not that terrifying, okay? And don't trust the rumor that they will just do something on the spine, okay? And we just have the director and our actor actress coming here alone last year. And he says that they are like Yang Ziyi and Lin Naihua, and in the film they are the grandma and the grandson, okay? And I can just do the bone marrow donation, but I can hear and promote this kind of good idea. And I have promoted this idea to many friends, right? Okay, as long as we have like empathy. And within Tzu Chi, I think you can have a lot of identification because then you can do more than one thing, okay? Right, okay. And in Lunar July, which is auspicious month, right? And then Lin Naihua also promotes the vegetarianism. And in the past, I just can't survive without meat, right? You can be a vegetarian, but a vegetarian doesn't mean that you can only eat like a pickles and like a tofu, right? Not that easy, right? So this is kind of an outdoor promotion of a vegetarianism. And Lin Naihua is like working so hard and speaking so happily there. And now we also have Liang Bilan, who is also a singer here, and she is also a Tzu Chi volunteer from the Performing Artists Association. Okay, and you can see that Bilan is singing for the elderly, and all the elderly really expect really much because the singers will just go over there and sing for them. And this is what the Tzu Chi Performing Artists Association are doing. Okay, and during the pandemic, okay, although COVID-19 is a big problem, but they are still doing something. And Liang Bilan is now also a grandmother, and she says that as long as mothers are happy, then this is enough. This is not about giving money. Okay, money is just a number, but we can just spread the love to every people, every elderly. And this is good that we have a Tzu Chi Performing Artists Association with us here, right? And we really have to mobilize a lot of performing artists, whenever we have a kind of ceremony or shows, right? Okay. And here are the actors and the actors, right? And they are trying to promote the recycling ideas, right? Okay. And they are all the actors and actresses that we know very well. And two of them are here with us today, right? So take a look, right? This is what we need. And we are so touched. I'm happy. This is the positive atmosphere that we have. And now, let's give our guest speakers a big hand. And we have a lot of touching stories in Tzu Chi. And it is full of happiness and joy. If you come over to Tzu Chi, and you will just acquire very much. And you really acquire very much. You acquire really a lot, right? And because of the pandemic, I think I have to keep a kind of social distancing, okay, right? Okay, so only one of us, okay, can just have the privilege of not wearing the masks, right? So who the first? And Naihua will be the first guest speaker. So ladies and gentlemen, Lin Naihua, okay? Thank you very much. I really learned much here in Tzu Chi, right? And how about you? And do you also learn much here? And I really learn more than you. And Bilan, how about you? Oh, more. More is not enough. I'm much more than you, all right? But this is not good. Let's not compare and let's not take issues over anything, right? But why do I say I learn more? Because, I found the way of my life when I participated in Tzu Chi. And Master Zheng Yan's preach really is useful to us, and which is seize the moment. And I have been in Tzu Chi for 11, right? And number 11, right, means like 2 ones, right? And sorry, I can't just praise myself, right? We have to shrink ourselves, right? But that's okay. You can be confident with yourself. Of course, I'm very confident because I'm a Master Zheng Yan's disciples, right? I not only absorb Master Zheng Yan's Dharma, but also I put them into action, right? And last year, I also received the award of the Mother in Tzu Chi Junior High School. I think this is a courage from Master Zheng Yan that I have to seize the moment so that I can be honored so greatly. And I have to hold on to my initial aspiration and just keep doing. And if we can just carry all of them, and I think that everything's gonna be perfect. And before I was certified, I made my inspiration that I wanna be a Eden mother, and I also wanna donate $1 million as an honorary board member, and I also want to be the silent mentor. But please don't give me the big hand so quickly. I have already finished 2 of my aspirations, but the final one is to be the silent mentor, because I'm still standing here, so I can't do that right now. Well, and if we want to be the silent mentor, donating our body, and it also requires like a positive affinity, right? So I think I want to say that we really have to hold on to every affinity that we can. We are blessed, so we trust it, and we carry the belief, and we do it. And like me, it's been the 11th year as I was certified, right? And I was like awarded, the Tzu Chi mother like a certificate, right? And I felt very happy about that. And I now am sure that I am part of the big family of Tzu Chi, right? Well, 11 years is not short and not long, right? I felt very honored, right? And because of my persistence, so I'm here. I made like 3 bows, right? And I have already like make 2 of them like come true, right? Okay. And the final one is to be the silent mentor. But I will keep working on my voluntary job, right? And we have a good woman, okay, and she is also my like a mentor, right? Okay. And you know that in Taipei, and we have like a Guangdu area which is almost complete, right? And who donate, who is a donor, okay? And number 1 is Wei Xingjuan. Wei Xingjuan means that she is so much willing to donate, right? And I really have to learn something from her, right? Okay. But Mr. Zheng says that you carry the ability, you have the ability, and you do the thing, all right? So you have to do something, okay, based on your own capability, right? And Wei Xingjuan, who brought me to Tzu Chi Junior High School for the first time, says that Zizong is really a special school. And I felt, oh my goodness, this is really, really different, right? Okay. Ever since I was born, I haven't seen such kind of perfect and beautiful school, right? Okay. And now I can say, kind of beautiful. I have to say more than beautiful, right? And this is a great campus, and the teachers are so wonderful. And after that tour, I became more than confident to be a Eden mother. Well, and this is Wei Xingjuan. Because of her, so I had the affinity to be the Tzu Chi, like a Tzu Eden mother. And then the second lady that was also my second like a manufacturer, okay, is Mei Lian. Okay, and she wanted to recommend that I be the Tzu Chi, like Eden mother in Tzu Chi University, but I just immediately refused because I didn't have such kind of high educational ground, right? But Mei Lian says, as long as you are diligent, then you can just be this, right? Okay, right? Okay, and every affinity I said is good affinity. And the Buddha really just transformed like a good people, right? And Chen Shunfu, the hostess of guard of Guardians of the Land, right, on the ITV. And she also, okay, became the mother of Tzu Chi Junior High School. And she is my good friend, and we are really close friend. And when we were like together, we never talk about gossips, and we talk about Dharma of Master Zheng Yang all the time. And she acted in Da Ai dramas as my daughter or my granddaughter, right? Okay. And she strongly recommended like a Tzu Chi Junior High School to me if I want to be the Tzu Chi, like a Yi the mother. Okay. And I still went to Taipei because she is our leader of our local community. And she also said the same thing, strongly recommending Tzu Chi Junior High School to me, right? Okay. And I became, therefore, the Yi mother in Tzu Chi University. In the past, to my sons, and I just pointed very harshly to them, say, it's time to study, time to do something. But after I just participated in Tzu Chi Junior High School, I became so gentle and like a considerate, right? And we go to like a Tzu Chi Junior High School like a monthly as a like a Yi mother. And we are like very happy serving as like a Yi mother there. And okay, and I really have like a great affinities, right, with Chen Shunfu, right? And we really talk about everything except the gossips, right? And we went together on the train to Tzu Chi Junior High School, right? And you know that we are like perform artists and we are superstars, so we had to wear makeups and we had to wear like eyelash extensions, right? And we just the makeup and we became so beautiful at that time. And I wore makeup, and you know that I was also dressed in the Tzu Chi uniform, right? Yeah, okay. And now you see the difference. Now I even didn't dye my hair, and then okay. And now my name is back into my real name, which is Lin Naihua. But when I was an actress on TV, okay, my name was Qiu Naihua, right? So everything I did is that I want to make myself pure into my true nature, right? And I really want to do what Mr. Zheng Yang wants to do, right? And therefore, the first thing is that I stopped dyeing my hair, so you can see my gray hair right now, okay? Because I know that the dyeing hair really harms my eyes, right? And you know that wearing like eyelash extensions really requires a lot of time, right? And whenever like masters from the jeans above saw me wearing like eyelash extensions, and they say like, oh my God, right? Okay, you was just really like a ghost before, right? Okay, and now you are so different, right? Okay, so see how different I am, right? Okay, I really changed a lot, right? Again, I want to go back to my true self, in the pure self, right? And the Dharma really just get into myself, right? And I don't think that we can really live a wonderful life, right? Because there's nothing wonderful, perfect in the world. And what I want to say, what I want to talk about today is that, okay, if we transform our mind and our way of life would just change naturally, okay? And Chen Shunfu, okay, the hostess of the Guardians of the Land on Da'ai TV, just can't just go to like a Tzu Chi Junior High School on time, monthly, every month, and therefore she stopped being the Tzu Chi Yi the mother, and therefore I had to go to Tzu Chi Junior High School alone myself, and I felt so sad. And you know, the day before I had to go to Tzu Chi Junior High School, I just cried into tears, right? Okay, because I had to go alone to Tzu Chi Junior High School by myself, right? And nobody could just wear makeup for me, and nobody just can wear the eyelash extension for me. I felt so sad and lonely. And when I was on the train, I didn't feel like going anymore because I had a little interaction with other volunteers, and I just cried into tears until I arrived in Hualien. However, I was in the Tzu Chi uniform, like Qi Pao. Therefore, as I arrived in Hualien, I just, stopped crying and just bear the negative feeling. And I gave myself a very, very harsh smile. And then I stepped into the school. Why I felt so negative? Because, Chen Shunfu, who just left me alone, right? And she let me just go to like a Tzu Chi university by myself, right? Okay. And she's my inmate, and you know that how much I love her. Therefore, I just turn my love into hatred because I'm here in in Tzu Chi, like a junior high school, alone by myself, right? But one day, again, everything changed until I watched Mr. Zheng Yuan's preach. She says that if you are willing to do something and nothing is difficult, and we have to seize the moment, and we have to cultivate our own wisdoms. Nobody can just do this for you. And Master Zheng Yuan's preach really gave me a big hit on my head, right? And it reminded me that, oh, yes, I had to seize every moment, right? Therefore, suddenly, in no time, I changed my mind. I transformed my a mindset, right? And I just continue doing the charity works, right, on my own, right? And it is that, okay, I do everything and I change my mind, so I got a positive ways now, okay? And you have to really say thank you to Su Fen because, because of it, and you can become more like, you can like more like confident and stronger, right? Okay. And because of her absence, right, and you were on the train by yourself, right, so you had the time to just think and retrospect like what you have done, all right. And ladies and gentlemen, see, okay, I didn't wear my my makeup today, and I didn't wear my eyelash extension today. See, this is my true self, right? So I am so grateful for standing up here, right? Okay. So I also turn my mindset into positive one. And I now don't hate like a Chen Shunfu now, and I don't wear makeup anymore, right? And I am not like a ghost anymore, right? Okay. And Bilan is also a really good example and a bad example, right? And I wanted her to come over to Tzu Chi with me, rather she always say no to me, right? Okay. And it's been 20 years, right? Okay. And I have invited him to Tzu Chi, for 20 years, right? And originally you should have been senior to me in Tzu Chi, but now you are junior to me, right? Okay. Right. And now your turn to talk. So I have to wear my mask and not wear yours, right? Okay. And actually, I have been in Tzu Chi for over 20 years. Oh, I have to say, I have known Tzu Chi, not been in Tzu Chi for over 20 years, right? Okay. And actually, I have been, okay, doing Tzu Chi charity works, right, with my mom, okay, more than 20 years ago, right? Until I met my, elementary school classmates, right? So I had more chance to know more about Tzu Chi. And my classmate told me that, okay, it was time that the Dalin Tzu Chi hospital was ready to be built, right? And she just invited me to be her donating member, okay? And she knew that I was a singer, that I may make money, okay, kind of more money, okay? And she wanted me to be the donating member and sing the Tzu Chi song for Tzu Chi, right? And I just promised in no time, all right? And I said, okay, of course, right? And she also said, aside from singing, and would you like to participate in charity jobs, right? And doing something, okay, with her. And of course, that I said no, because I had to wear the uniform. I hated the uniforms, right? And because I was without wisdom that time, right? You see this picture, I was dressed so beautifully in very colorful, like costumes, right? So I didn't want to wear your like a Tzu Chi uniform. I hated your uniform, right? And so I like had a lot of excuses, for my like a classmate, right? And my excuses were always that I had to take care of my mother, and I got like a show recording on TV stations, right? So I just refused my classmate for many times, right? And she also said, fine, no problem. And you can also come to our year-end like a ceremony, and it only like you can only just come every yearly, right? And I say yes, but yes always means no, right? Because I never participated in any of the blessing ceremony. And that the year-end blessing ceremony, okay, always like takes place in the end of the year, right? Okay. And I had more excuses to say no for them because I had a lot of year-end banquet and I had to sing for a lot of occasions, right? And because I enjoyed making money, right? And when I see like money just run by, okay, and I felt so sad, so I had to get all the money that I wanted, right? Okay, therefore I rejected all the year-end ceremony, all the charity jobs, right? And but one last time I felt, I just couldn't, say no, okay, anymore, right? Because, the classmate just told me exactly the date, and on that date, okay, and she just called me, okay, that day. But, you think that this is the last chance. I say no, sorry, I still said no, all right, because I just didn't want to participate that. But once, the time came, right, okay, my classmate just called me and said, Bilan, where are you? I said, I am home, right? And she said, are you free today? Yes, I'm free today. And when I say I'm free, and my classmate said, okay, wonderful, you are free, so I will go to you. Go to me for what? Okay, for the year-end ceremony, because you say you are free today, right? Okay. Oh my God, I was caught, right? Okay. And now it is 1 o'clock and the year-end ceremony begins at 1:30. So I will go over to your home and take you to Jinse Hall, right? And for the year-end ceremony, right? Oh my God, I felt so unhappy, right? Okay. But I still went to the year-end ceremony reluctantly, all right? Okay. And as I entered the stadium, and I just wanted to go home because another excuse just came up to my mind. I said, yeah, it's for the people, it's crowded, there must be like no seats for me. So I really think I had to go home. My classmates say, come on, although it is crowded, but there must be some seat for you, right? Okay, so let's patiently find a seat. There must be somewhere that we can sit, right? Okay, don't miss up the wonderful chance, right? Okay, and therefore I just saw so many seats, right, available, like for us, right? And I say that I don't want to sit, in the middle of somewhere. I just want to take the side seat, right? Because I could just go and go home very easily, right? Okay, so therefore I found a side seat, and as I sat down, finally, and I just didn't know. I just couldn't understand why so many people wanted to come to such a boring thing here, right? And as the light turned dark, and we see like two like a big screaming, like a big screams on the stage, and I therefore saw Mr. Zheng Yan's image, but I just couldn't help but cried. My tear just came over my eye like a non-stop. But I just didn't know why I cried, why my tear just came over endlessly non-stop, right? And I just didn't know. I just felt that, and because I was a superstar, that, and I just felt kind of embarrassed because I cried in public. And after everything ended, After Master Zheng Yan's speech ended, my tears stopped. But I just didn't know that, okay, I didn't leave any moment until the ceremony ended. But I just felt weird that, I felt super happy that day, as if my burden had been just released that day. And my classmates say to me that, come on, I just wanted you to come over, but you just rejected me for more than 1,000 times there. And now you are destined to be one of Master Zheng Yan's disciples, right? And therefore, and did you come over to Tzu Chi? Did you get into Tzu Chi? No, sorry. Come on, this is ridiculous, right? It was so difficult to be transformed, right? Okay, right, okay. Because you know that I didn't want to come to Tzu Chi because I had to wear the uniform, and I really hated your uniform there, right? Everybody looks good when they are in Tzu Chi's uniform, but I don't look good, right? Okay. My body shape, that my body shape, and I look like a sausage, right? So how is my body shape, right? My body shape is really, really like a chubby, right? Okay. And I really, yeah, see, my body shape with the look like just like a sausage, like a walking sausage. If I am in your Tzu Chi uniform, right? Don't you think so? Okay, right. See. Well, and saying, right, I'm a superstar, I'm a performing artist, and I must be dressed beautifully, and this is what a superstar should look like, right? So how could it be possible that I am dressed in your Tzu Chi uniform, which make me look like a sausage, right? So I said to my classmate, okay, can I just be a donating member, collecting fund, right? And she said, sure, you can do this, right? So ladies and gentlemen, you know that I just cried in tears, right, in the year-end ceremony, and I have collected donations for over 20 years, right? But the real chance came over 7 years ago when I really, really had a chance to have my fortune told. And the fortune teller said, right, okay, told me that, yeah, Bilan, and I think you are kind of a monastic cut. You need to be a monastic, like a practitioner, right? Practitioner, and you really have to do good deeds and do some charity jobs, which is good for your destiny, right? And when I heard this, I felt so sad. I said, can my destiny be changed? And the fortune teller said to me, no, you can't, all right? And you really had to change your bad habits into good ones and do charity works and do good deeds as a monastic practitioner, right? Okay, right. And therefore, I reluctantly turned on the TV, listening to Master Zheng Yan's preach, but I also learned that, okay, I have to change, okay, my habitual tendencies. And as long as I listen to the Dharma, and I have to put the Dharma into actions and do good things, right? And Master Zheng Yan on TV also said, urgently said, it's too late, right? Okay. And the fortune teller also told me that it's too late for me, okay, if I don't do good deeds as a monastic practitioner. But I still had so many excuses, right? Okay. And my excuse was always that I had to take care of my mother. But 7 years ago, my mother just passed away. So I thought to myself that I had a normal excuse, right? So I said, well, all right. It was year 2015. So I finally came into Tzu Chi, and I received the training program for the first year. And when I was like a trained volunteer, and my family member, my daughter agreed. Okay. And my daughter said to me that, okay, mother, okay, you have like a bad feet, you got a feet problem, but if you became the Tzu Chi volunteer, you had to walk very much, right? So how can you choose the time to be trained as a volunteer, right? Oh yeah, but I said to my daughter that if I don't walk when I can now, and if I don't serve when I can serve now, okay, when should I wait until I can walk, right? But you can see that, okay, now you are working so well, right? And it was just not like what you are worried about. You have got a healthy body, of course you got a healthy feet, right? Okay. And I got injured when I was filmed a drama, right? Okay. And now my problem is that I couldn't kneel down and I just couldn't stand too long. So I think the only great thing for me is that I didn't just perform the sutra. Okay. Right. Okay. So I think I can run, but not long, right? So this is enough for me, all right? Because, you know, at least I can do a lot of like a Tzu Chi charity jobs, right? Okay. And I think I'm lucky that I enter the Tzu Chi like a big family here. And of course, right, if you change your mind, then everything changes, right? And if I didn't change my mind, then how could I have the chance to stand here and share my experience in online study group Kaohsiung? Thank you. And this is a chance Tzu Chi gave us, right? Thank you. Thank you, Teacher Meiyun. And I think, you know, we have to wear the masks right here. Well, okay, you don't need to wear the mask because we have two of us wearing the masks, right? Okay. We have a Ying Ying, okay. She is also a performing artist in Tzu Chi Performing Artists Association. And she is a volunteer in Taipei. And this is a she that called me, okay, to participate in the year-end ceremony. And she invited me to go. And I also recommended this good chances to more than one performing artist, and which is Su Yue. Okay, so we had so many people going to the year-end ceremony in Taipei together, and this is Ying Ying. And I'm so grateful that every year that we have this chance to listen to like a performing artist sharings every year right here, right? And whenever we have like a performing artist coming here, and I feel this is wonderful because, you know, everyone is a wonderful actress here because you see them on TV really frequently, and they can say something, and they of course also do something in Tzu Chi. And Choya, you can come over, please. And actually, and when we see their interaction and the fun talk here, and we know that we can find their pure mind. And this is true. This is a truth which cannot be hidden. And I think what is precious is that they always hold on to their like initial aspirations, even now, right? And their pure mind is the most precious thing here, all right? And this is a very fun, and this is a very touching too, right? And may I say something, Meiyun? And Ying is a volunteer now back in Kaohsiung, but she served in Taipei before. And I told her that as you are back in Kaohsiung and you have to do more, okay, in Kaohsiung, right? You can't stop doing any Tzu Chi jobs, right? This is what I said to her, right? Okay. And I'm so grateful and I'm so touched. Thank you, all the actors here, okay, from Tzu Chi Performing Artists Association. And now, let's go to the monthly subject, and we have a senior teachers, okay, from Teachers Association of Tzu Chi. And we have a lot of good feedbacks online, and we will let you see them as we just compile them, okay, organizing it. So let's go.
Good day, everyone, including the audience on site and online. Yeah, it's a wrong room. I'm Li Qiuyue, and my Dharma name is Min Zhang. Today, I'm to share the topic of love within chaos. Before talking about this topic, I would like to talk about what I was. And similar to what the sisters just talked about, when I saw and Master Zheng Yan in 1998, I joined the Teacher Association camp, and people ask me why I was crying. Actually, I have no idea. Probably because affinity between Master Zheng Yan and Tzu Chi. And since then, I started the Jingsi aphorism teaching. And so I just share the Jingsi aphorism with students in school. As Mr. Zheng Yan said, no matter what you do, you must have love. You must have teacher's love and Buddha's love. And a single thought like love will, guide will. And before, the education from my parents and the teachers are like whip. Yeah, the education styles are quite different. So no matter what, I will follow Master Zheng Yan's teaching to treat my students. And also I would like to deliver gratitude to my mom-in-law. She's like the ocean. There's special situation in our home because my father-in-law is the agent between God and the people. So my father-in-law always follows what my mother-in-law said. Therefore, I must get the approval from my mom-in-law first. As such, I have my mom-in-law with me to Hualien. And she said, Tzu Chi is really wonderful, and you can concentrate on doing Tzu Chi jobs. I can take care of your kids. So, with the confirmation from mom-in-law, then I'm free to do Tzu Chi jobs. So, and to my surprise, I was so close to my mom-in-law, and these are the pictures. And since her passing away, couldn't sleep well, because I really appreciate the affinity with her. She treated me so nice. Therefore, because of her, I changed everything. Even my father-in-law is with different religions, but as long as I was home, she turned to Dai TV for me to watch. So I really appreciate their good treatment. And this is the photo showing the rank of cleaning team. And this is the house owner suffer from typhoid Morocco. And she's frightened. And we promised her that we'll help with the cleanup. And all the teachers from teacher association, everyone knows that we are like scholars, can only work with chalks. Therefore, it takes so many people to move the mud. And we completed the task there. Would you like to guess how much mud there? And if you look at the shrine, mud is that high. So we spend the whole day long to get the house a great cleanup. So after the cleaning, I finished my box lunch and leaned against a tree to rest and fell asleep. And in my dream, I saw the bridges and we danced together and with joy and happiness. At sunset, we took a group photos there. And here I would like to say that this is Li Qiuyue, that's me. And I look so pure and nice and lovely. And why? Because I think it's because we give without asking for anything in return. And that's another teacher. She's now a master of abode. And we were there to serve the villagers in the disaster-struck areas. And I keep that photo because I think we are here to fulfill a dream. And this dream won't stop. And it will last life after life. And love will send to the people in me. And that's our major task. And that's the task of all the Tzu Chi volunteers. And I'm to share a song with you, fulfill a dream. Let's enjoy it together. Because we are to fulfill this dream, no matter how many difficulties or challenges, we will finally still be here. We vow to ourselves to realize the dream and the last ever forever. Let's listen to the song. No matter how many challenges, my heart is pure and fragrant. The bright moon knows my wish to spread the light to other towns. No matter how many difficulties, my heart is pure and fragrant. Thank you. We'll ring the bell of memory. Then the winds and wishes with affinity. No matter how many challenges, still I will fulfill a years-long dream. Then the wind shared the news randomly. In this foreign city where the cherry blossoms are flowering, my heart feels so free. Still, I will fulfill this years-long dream. So that's all my sharing today. And also thank you to the good affinities, and wish everybody can realize this dream. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Here comes the this is the teachers group. I'm in Tzu Chi for 30 years already, and I was the member of the teacher team in Tzu Chi. And they all are retired teachers. So this is our footprints. I'm so grateful. Thank you. And here comes the Sister Lu Yu says that she is pleased about listen to Naihua. She would like to take a photo with her. And their speech are so funny and so excited. Make us laugh. Okay, here comes the here comes the preview for next week, and this is the products for Jinsi from Jinsi Products. Okay, if you spend $1,000 over $1,000, you have another extra gift. So this is our soybean and detergent, and they are the package for Mother's Day. They are very good package for Mother's Day. And so the herbal tea and the soybean, the powder, the hand cream. So these are the Jinsi products. You can. Yeah, there are some. The package are on sale now. So, okay, here comes the preview for next week. And next week, our first seed in Lao, and brother Chen Zhenhui and sister Chen Yuzhen from America will come and meet us. And next week, we have invited Dr. Lin Yanrong, who is the Vice Director of World Vegetable Center. And she's going to share all about the good stuff in vegetables. And yes, and we will invite Sister Chen Weiwei, who is the leader of our bone marrow transplant group. And she is gonna share with us how she faced to the impermanence and how she rebirthed from the sadness of her life. And this is the new drama. I'd like to stay with you because you have the positive energy. So these are the famous slogans for our study group team. Thanks for listening and watching. Thank you very much and see you next week.
wave your hands, and see you next time. Bye.
所以楼下请准备合照。哎，对不起，请赶快哦，因为我们要跟对。